Mm, that intro.
I love
Oh,
it. Every
it's so
week,
good.
it gets better. It just gets
You know
better.
what? Welcome to Super Late at Barkton's. No, welcome to Super Late at 368. We are here. It is Thursday, a little bit later than scheduled, but I'm your host, Gabe, and with me is my other host, the beautiful, the venerable, the amazing writer himself at the Verge. It is Bijan Steven. Bijan, how you doing this week, brother?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for that intro. Wow, I feel like they're getting better. Shouts to Barkthins who are apparently feeding you right now.
Dude, the struggle to get here was real.
I feel like my week has been pretty good. I don't know. I've been sitting at home mostly, gaming,
Yep.
quarantining. Yeah, it's like it's the same stuff I would normally do on like a rainy weekend night where it's like, it's not worth going out. But now it's mandatory, so it's more fun. Yeah. How are you? How was your week? What did you do?
It's great. I've been biking a lot. That's been my new hobby for the week. I'm trying to get those
Oh yeah,
kilometers in. I got to keep the heart, pumping. Other
heart
than that,
pumping. Yeah, yeah.
I got to keep the
Okay.
heart pumping. I was playing some Final Fantasy VII, trying to
Uh huh.
finish that up because my friend was like, "You need to finish Final Fantasy VII so we could talk about it." I'm like, "Dude, it's the same
Yeah.
5-hour story. It just stretched out 40 hours. Like, bro, what a
Yeah.
shame." But other than that, haven't actually played. Besides that, I haven't played any games this week. I want to actually play Undertale. I was watching Video Game Donkey on YouTube do his Video Game Donkey reviews, and I'm watching Undertale, and I'm just like, oh my god, this game is actually hilarious. Maybe because it was Donkey or it's the game,
No,
but
the game is sorry. I'm streaming this game myself. This game
you
is
are
great.
Undertale.
Yes.
You are
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Are you co-oping or is it just single player?
It's single player. It's single player.
Okay.
But it's really fun. I mean, the other thing about streaming it is like you have to tell people not to spoil the game for you on Twitch because everyone has played it already.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hey, bumbling through, and it's nice to have chat to like help when you get stuck. But
Yeah.
it's also like a bullet hell game that is not easy. Like the game is
Yeah.
not. It's. I thought it was gonna be like a story based narrative RPG, but totally not that. I mean, it
Well,
is, but it's.
Well, Bijan, we got a lot happened this past week in the news. You want to get into the headlines and give us the rundown?
I do. But first, you want to show us the slate?
I don't have the slate. It's on the wall.
You don't have the slate? Oh, fuck. All right.
I left it over there. I mean, listen, you can see the slate on Twitter. If you just go on Twitter right now, we posted it. You can see the run of show. I left it in the other room and, complete dingleberry moment. But go ahead.
Yeah, at least we have a video of the slate. It exists. Yes. This is our thing now.
New concept.
But yeah, let's start with some headlines. We got some headlines. We got okay. First up, Fortnite news. We love Fortnite news. It's our bread and butter. Fortnite has added a party royale, which is mode without guns. It's without guns building.
Royale.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I was talking the other day to one of our very good friends, Aaron Ashley Simon, on a show about how Fortnite is actually sort of just turning into Second Life, which I think is its ultimate destiny. And I think that's like the thing that sets it apart from other battle royales. Like its ambitions are just bigger because I think they want to be a place where like people go. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we say it every week whenever we have these conversations before I introduce this, like a new type of social mechanic, etc. I'm getting alerts. Let me turn that off. No, I don't want the 3 months of title.
Yo, that's rude.
I mean, I already have it. That's why.
I see.
Other than that, it's gonna go the Ready Player One route, as we always say, just because it makes the most sense. That's what gaming wants to go, and it makes sense for what Fortnite has and what it incorporates in the community, in the ecosystem. Like I would just hang out in Fortnite with the skins. Like the skins are dope. I would just chill, do animations and all that. Like I just kind of want a simpler form of gameplay, and they've played with like no building and shooting and stuff like that. Especially with the Travis Scott concert this past weekend, I'm queuing up. I'm queuing up. Yes, I'm queuing up to see Travi, and I'm like, every time I go to the stage, some dingleberry shoots me from like 60 miles away. Just like, I'm going to ruin this concert experience for everybody. And I'm just sitting there like, can they just turn this mode off so he can...
Wait, did they not? Because
they did when it went live. But while you're waiting, because they said, hey, you're going to want to get in 30 minutes before the show to accommodate. So then while you're waiting those 30 minutes for it to go, you're just constantly getting like griefed by everybody else in the game because it just like, I had prime seating. I was middle subwoofer on the stage. I had the pose. And then of course someone has to ruin my day.
Yeah. I mean, I will say virtual concert seating is very different than actual concert seating because like Travis Scott.
Marissa, Tidal is better than Spotify. Done. Go.
You must be a sound quality junkie. That's what I'm hearing from you. But yeah, I think virtual concerts are cool because like I was like I actually didn't even realize it was going to be the Travis Scott thing. I was just playing some Fortnite with the boys because that's like how I keep up with some of my friends, like this very specific sector. And then I suddenly was like, oh shit, like this is the thing. And then Travis Scott was like 10 stories tall and I was floating. And I was like, this is tight.
It
This is
comes
great.
out. Just
I love it. I
I
love it.
felt that with the show where it was lacking, and I tweeted about this, is that in order to make it feel like a real tour, because a tour, it's
Mhm.
theatrics, right? It's special every night. Like there
Right.
can't be the same set list every single night. I felt like they should have made different set lists for each day and have different animations. Of course, that costs a lot of money to do that type of thing.
Yeah.
Mocap and all. It's not easy. I understand,
I
but
also
for
think
the go ahead.
go on, go on. No, go ahead. Go.
No, no, no. For the future, I feel like that can be a subtle touch Epic can do to
Mhm.
their live shows to just add more value to it to make it feel like you're actually part of the show. Because once you saw it one day, you saw it all 4 days. It was the same thing every day,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah,
like it was cool, but
yeah, and that's I mean that's the other I mean because like the next evolution is going to be limited time fucking merch where you can only like limited time skins you can only buy
yes,
during the event.
let's go
But
increase the
like
value of my account. Let's go.
yo, okay, did I ever tell you about the time I snuck into Yeezy season 4?
You that's
Yeah.
dude. That's like I think between Easy Season 3, Easy Season 4, those are like peak. That's
Yeah.
like peak my aesthetic. How did that even happen?
I was working at Vice. We brought some cameras in and we were following some protesters
Okay.
out to Roosevelt Island. It was great. I mean, I was very hot. I had to do like a bunch of television stuff, which was nice, but also not nice because again, it was 90 degrees and it was the summer and all of those it was like the one where all the models fainted. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah. When they were
Anyway,
all
we can talk
standing.
about it. We can talk about it later. But they had like I remember one of the things I remember most clearly was like the limited time drop merch that they had at the beginning of the line. Like I
Yeah.
did. We also like did not have tickets. We just walked the fuck in, which was
Yo,
kind
when
of
you have
amazing.
big ass cameras, it's kind of just like, oh no, they got to be with like a. I feel like if go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah, they there were no other cameras there though. That was the thing. We were like our camera people were just like they had I think we were shooting on FS7, so they were you
Yeah,
could like sort of hide them in a bag.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah, it
yeah.
was great.
I
It
mean,
was a good
like,
time.
if you roll with an entire film crew and like, cause like if you go with DSLRs, people are like, oh, there could be a hobbyist. But if you're
Right.
coming with like full scale, like video recorders, like a Red or whatever, and there's like 3 or 4 of you, like, and someone just has like a notepad and stuff, you can totally fake that. Oh yeah, we're part of media. We're doing this. We don't have our badges.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
gonna fall. Like back in the day, I remember hearing stories about when WrestleMania used to be in Madison Square Garden, specifically Paul Heyman. He had a
Mhm.
big ass camera. And he would sneak into WrestleMania because he was the only person with a camera. Same thing with Jamie Foxx. He had a big ass camera,
Oh,
and
that's
it's just like
amazing.
that's how he got to know people in the music industry. When you have those things that make you
Mhm.
look the part, they just believe it. But
Yeah.
enough
Oh, sorry.
about that. What else we got?
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that was. I mean, tangents, but we're calling it right now. The next fucking Fortnite concert is going to have tour dates. They're going to be
Yep.
different,
Yep.
and there's going to be merch. Just fucking watch. But next up, Streets of Rage 4. People have been waiting 26 years for this game. Have you ever
Yes.
played Streets of Rage 1, 2, 3? Or
100%. And to this day,
yeah,
I don't know how the 5, 6 year old me beat those games.
yeah. I don't either. Though they were
Yeah.
hard, man. But such a good. I mean, such a good game. Apparently, the reviews have been really positive.
Yeah.
The Verge review. Shouts to the Verge, my employers. Hello. Um, apparently, like it's very good. It feels very new. The art is great, and it's also couch co-op, which I'm very into because, like,
Yeah.
look, if you're quarantining with somebody, you're gonna want to do something that's not just like, oh, should we watch television? Should we watch? I don't know.
Yeah. What other series we're
I
gonna
don't know.
watch
What?
today?
Wait,
Like,
well, yeah. What do people do? What do you do?
I,
Well, what do you?
it's
What have you been?
okay.
What have you been
So
consuming, my dude?
So I honestly, this is gonna be bad. So clearly we work at 36368, and
Mhm.
for some reason I've gone on a Casey Neistat vlog binge.
Okay.
Praise be to Casey. Just this
Just to
past week,
him.
just because I was bored and I was just like, let me go back and see like the OG vlogs. Other
Mhm.
than that, like I haven't really been consuming anything new. And I know there's like plenty of time to do it. I'm weird because like I'll go through moments where like I want to watch something, but then like I'll just be on my phone and just go through Twitter or something
I
like
don't think
that.
that's weird at all because I've been finding that myself too. It's like it's easier to watch like Twitch than it is to watch a series or something, just
Yeah,
because you have to like mentally prepare. There's an emotional investment to starting something new, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah,
like yeah, with like a Twitch streamer or like this Twitch stream, for example, very easy to consume. You should love watching it. It's the bar to entry is lower. So
yeah.
I watched the Midnight Gospel recently. You know about this? Have you heard about
No, no,
this?
no. I haven't heard about that, guys.
Okay. So it's this guy Pendleton Ward, he created Adventure Time, fantastic animator. Um it's his
Okay, okay,
new
okay.
yeah, it's his new show. I really liked it. I didn't think it stuck the landing, but basically what it is an adaptation of a podcast with
Okay.
amazing goofy like fantasy sci-fi animation. So like the conceit is like there's this podcaster who goes named Clancy who goes to a bunch of simulated worlds and
Mhm.
talks to the people while they're going through apocalypses. But the audio was directly taken from this philosophy podcast about like life. So you're
Yeah.
getting all of this life advice while like, shit's blowing up, like there's a lot of gore. It's really good. Like you should watch the first episode. I feel like you would like it.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this Gabe Olivero kind of show.
Anything Pendleton, I'll watch. I mean, like, to me,
Yeah,
I think that when we think about what show revolutionized cartoons outside of, like, anime, for example, in the modern era, it's
100%.
100% Adventure Time. Like, you wouldn't have
Yeah.
Rick and Morty if it wasn't Adventure Time. You wouldn't have, I
Well,
forgot the other one. Keep going. Go ahead.
Steven Universe, yeah.
Universe, yep.
I mean the main thing that they did, or like I think the main innovation was having the animators drive the story. So like the storyboard artists were the ones writing the story, and that hadn't
Yeah.
been really done before, I don't think. I mean, please, animators, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone in the chat? Wait, hold on. What's the chat saying?
Chat saying,
It's
"It's
fire.
fire."
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen it. I agree. It's good out here. Nothing I've ever seen.
Shouts to chat.
What show again? What was it again, Bijan?
the
Midnight what?
midnight gospel.
Midnight Gospel, made by
Yeah,
the
it's good.
maker of Adventure Time.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch. I think if you like the first episode, you'll like the series.
Mhm.
I really liked it. I think I have some like quibbles with it, but like let's not talk about that on this show because we have our own show.
Eh,
Hey, we're doing the show. So
okay.
next up, next up, new Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's all I got.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Ida, do we have a trailer? Can we toss to a trailer?
Can we toss it? Yo, also shouts to Ida for being
Zoom
here.
girl holding down the operator position.
She's
Let's see.
the silent partner.
The problem is we're not gonna hear it. You'll hopefully hear it. Okay, here it goes.
Well, I mean, we could if we just stop talking and
Let me
unmuted.
let me see. Let me see.
I'm doing it.
Oh, it's on. No, I can't hear it, but it's fine. Viking stuff, touching faces, walking around. We gotta get hyped. We're going to war. Like, what is happening? What I like about this trailer, it's crazy, right? Is that, and I shouldn't probably talk that much because people are probably listening. How detailed it is, and it reminds me of that game that got announced this past. I think it was Sony press conference. That Hellblade. It was that thing scared the hell out of me. This is like the same kind of art style and direction.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So I was talking with my coworker this Slack today, and what I didn't realize was that apparently Assassin's Creed Odyssey was different than the other Assassin's Creed. So I stopped at like Assassin's Creed 2, I want to say, because I mean I liked the games, but it felt like it was sort of repetitive. The combat was fun, but I was like, eh.
I mean,
I'm a noob. Help me understand, Gabe.
I'll explain to you in a second. Let me just, so also in this trailer, if you don't know, so pretty much there's going to be a war between Vikings, and I would think it would be like King Richard or King Henry or one of the Vikings were just raiding England like crazy and they couldn't stop them. So in the trailer, the king, he's painting them as like these barbarous people. And in the trailer, you see they're chilling, they fight, but they care about their people. They have gods, whatever. But okay, so I think your sentiment of like after Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, you kind of stopped playing just because it got redundant. It was cool the first time. You were like, oh shit. And then Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood introduced new mechanics, managing your own assassins, your own guild. That was exciting. After that, just 3, 4, 5, it does get stupid. Now with Odyssey, it was like Assassin's Creed meets what I say earlier, Sea of Thieves. And what was also cool about it is that they introduced you could dual gender, so you could be male or female. Up to those are your two options. So this game is also having that. So even though it's portraying the male version of the main character for this game, there's also a female version, which I'm pretty sure will have its own dialogue implications, which is great because it's stemming into possible branching endings, which is always cool for replayability. And I mean, I'm excited for this because whatever I gotta do to go to Valhalla, I'm ready to see Odin. Like, I'm ready. You see this beard? Like, I'm ready for war.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. It's been a while since Assassin's Creed has come out, so hopefully it's a breathtaking refresh to the series. It looks really good. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. Bijan does
That's
not
cool.
give a fuck about the game, so he's
No, I
not gonna
don't.
say anything.
Actually, I will say my one thing is I think the modeling they did for one of the Assassin's Creed games, I can't remember which one. One fact is that they always hire historians to work on these games. So like they were like friends of friends who like were history professors who worked on this, like one of the Assassin's Creed. Yes. But when Notre Dame burned down, I think part of their restoration is being based on Assassin's Creed because they took such detailed 3D scans of the building to put it in the game.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. Like gaming,
Yeah.
it's good sometimes. We'll get to more of that later. We got some wholesome shit for y'all.
It's good sometimes. What else we got to round out the headlines for this week?
Yeah, we got a couple. We got just two more. The first is Sinatra is leaving his team in the Overwatch League to go play Valorant with the Sentinels.
Smart move. It's dead game. It's dead league.
Dead league. YouTube just paid an undisclosed number of millions of dollars to get it exclusively.
I'm gonna throw since teams were averaging out about 25 million for slots. I'm gonna say they probably threw like about a buck 50 at them, buck
Yeah, that
50
sounds about
mil
right.
for those exclusive rights. I mean, hey, Overwatch League started the whole franchise thing. It made it cool. It made it sexy. People wanted to do it. They're like, okay, it
Yep.
worked. Now the issue with that is they went pure conventional franchise model. They didn't start like
Mhm.
endemic with grassroots brands, and they didn't make it easy for grassroots brands to get into it at all. Not like how League was, where like League was built up by its grassroots teams. Like they
Right,
built the
right, right.
community, so it made it almost impossible. And an issue with Overwatch League, and I know we're supposed to be talking about something else, but we're talking about Overwatch League, is that
Yeah.
it doesn't really have like a real like minors mate. Like it's just either you're
It
playing an OWL or contenders, and no one really cares about contenders just
yeah.
because like it's weird. But we said earlier off camera, we were talking about how a lot of these people, well, I brought up that they're leaving their
Yes.
respective franchises for an esports scene that isn't established yet, even though these teams are starting to pop up, which I thought was
Yeah.
a bad move.
See, I don't know if it's a bad move. I think it's a bold move, but also like you have to understand like these players obviously can get like they can go anywhere. Like they're
Yeah.
if they're good enough to leave already, like they're good enough to get hired back. And I think,
Mhm.
I think it's interesting cuz like Valorant is untested, yes, and it has a lot of hype, yes, and it hasn't actually been released to the public, yes. But I mean, I think if there is already a team signing a Valorant player, it means other teams are going to do the same. Right? It's
Yeah.
not it's like there's a scene is going to organize regardless of whether
Yeah.
regardless
Yeah.
of whether it's sponsored or not. And I think people are very smart to do this now because like it's first mover advantage, right? Like that's what they say in
Yeah. Yeah.
startup land. And yeah, they're getting the Sentinels are getting a really good player, and like everybody else now has to catch up. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with that scene. But yeah, why do you think it's a bad idea?
Just because we're, for example, OWL, even though apparently it's doing well, isn't that successful in the eyes of the viewers. I think Valorant's esports scene will be successful. It has
Why
everything you need.
why do you think
Um,
that? I find Valorant harder to follow from the streams
really?
I watch. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like, oh, okay. So the issue with Overwatch is that when you watch Overwatch, if you haven't played Overwatch, which is the
Yeah.
issue with growing it as a viewer sport, you don't understand what's going on entirely. It's like someone took a bag of Skittles and just went pop in front of your face. You got this chick flying around, she's shooting things. You got a guy with a huge shield. Bastion's got a gun on his head. It's like a whole weird, a gorilla's jumping
Mhm, mhm.
around. So it's a big ability spam. Even though that's not what it intended to be, it just became that through updates, etc.
Right.
Whereas like Valorant it's slower pace because it has that CS:GO gameplay, but then it has a little bit it's CS:GO Overwatch where you have some abilities and you can like slow it down a little bit. You can't speed it up. You have to be very precise with your abilities. You can't just throw them out. So I
Right,
find it
right.
very weird that you can't follow Valorant when
Yeah,
it's
I
saying
mean,
point A, point B.
I think basically it's because I played more Overwatch. Like I was, playing with some friends, and it was
Look,
it
even
like I've been doing it for years.
Holly
Okay,
said she was like, sorry to cut you. She said that's why Overwatch commentators had to be on top of their game. Yeah, when you even watch a live broadcast, half the time the broadcasters are playing catch up because they don't even understand what's happening. To go back to you, Bijan. Sorry.
no, 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 no. Keep talking, keep talking.
And then what else we got here? It's always Nerf proof support. Nerf
Wait, wait, wait.
supports, and
Oh, you're
then
reading
pause
chat. Yeah,
FPS. Yeah, yeah, that's what happens. I'm looking right now. Oh,
Gabe can't
where's
read. The
yeah,
lore, the lore of the show is that Gabe can't read. We're
I
here
mean
now.
the best thing that Overwatch does better than all other I guess esports games or whatever that games the first shooters is that their lore is amazing. They could have a TV show just
Yeah,
based on their lore. They could have a movie series. They got Pixar level animations.
that's
Valorant doesn't have that. League of Legends is trying to do that a little bit. Apex has got a they can do that. Like they've had great examples when they
hmm
avail new
hmm
characters. So like the brand is strong, but Blizzard constantly just shits the bed. But anyway,
the brand is strong, but Blizzard shits the bed. That should be the headline.
the brand
Oh
is
man,
strong.
if we had a live graphics person, I'd be like, headline.
We got one more headline, Bijan.
We got one more headline. All right, we're almost through. This is me telling Gabe about the news because
I know
Gabe, you
I'm
read the
dumb.
news,
I don't
right?
read. No, I don't. I look at Twitter and see what's the first like 50 characters and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. That I read the news all day, every day. So the other news, the last headline is actually it's really important. Xbox Game Pass crossed 10 million subscribers. That's a
10 million.
ton of people. What does it
Yeah.
all mean? But it's
I
also
mean,
the
yeah.
no, I'm
Go ahead,
gonna
go ahead.
say I want to point out one thing. It's the first time that Xbox has released numbers on an earnings call for the Game Pass service, which I think is important because it means they think it's very successful. But
Nah,
yeah, what do you think, Gabe?
what they wanted to do is they wanted to boost that stock, bro. It's like, oh, let's say we
No, yeah,
made
yeah.
some money here, so the
Oh
stock's
yeah.
down.
You trading,
We
bro? You
gotta
trading,
bring it
bro? You
up. Of
trade,
course, I'm
bro?
always
You
trading,
trading,
always
bro?
trading. I'm always looking at the market when I wake up. Real Gabe would be funny. Wow, Paul. That's a jab. That's a
Damn.
jab. Anyway, we're gonna ignore that comment. We're gonna get. I
Shouts
think
to our boss, Paul,
always in the
who's
chat exposed.
roasting us in chat.
Uh, I think that the Xbox Game Pass represents a. First of all, here's an orange on top of my head. Now you have the blaze orange on top of my head.
Oh
Um,
shit.
So I think it represents like the value you get from Xbox Live Game Pass is
Mhm.
huge. Like for $5, I think maybe it went up, but it's like $5. You can get the entire Xbox suite of games on your PC, and that's a great deal because Xbox has a ton of
Mhm.
content. And then what's cool about it is that you don't have to get an Xbox, which is like what Microsoft is playing into. Is like what Fortnite did was like we're going to be open platform, which is like people
Right.
like open platform. People want to play with their friends. People want to do this. Sony is very hesitant on it, and it's like they're trying to avoid it, but
Well,
eventually it has to happen.
I mean,
What?
Sony's hesitant because they're on top. Like that's the only reason. Like it makes sense.
Yeah. But I think that it's gonna also they gave away like the subscription for the $1 for
Mhm.
a while. I think it might still be doing the
Yeah,
$1
I
promo.
remember. I actually used the $1 promo. I used it to play the Outer Wilds. Yeah, not the Outer Worlds.
You
Different
get
thing.
10 people to you get 10 million people to sign
Mhm.
up for $1. That's $10 million. Like easy. I don't know if that's a
Yeah,
profit,
but I
but that's
mean, yeah, it's
easy.
definitely not a profit because like you gotta pay for those rights,
And
baby. You gotta pay for those
yeah,
rights.
yeah, all that.
You
But
gotta
hey,
cut
I
those
mean,
publishers in.
yeah, you gotta give them that. Man, who knows? Maybe they got some backdoor deals. It is Microsoft here we're talking about.
Oh,
We're talking
hey,
about
hey.
the
Are we
pyramid.
spreading are we spreading conspiracy theories here?
Illuminati.
Conspiracy time. God, we need a conspiracy time overlay. Come on.
But I think this is a new segment we're gonna if you want to move on, Bijan. Let me just check in. You want to move on?
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I think we're done with the headlines. That's the top line stuff that happened in gaming
Yeah,
this week. There's other stuff that happened. It's
yeah.
probably important, but it's
We don't care.
you can find it out for yourself. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Gabe,
uh
I think it's you're up. Gabe, you're up.
okay.
Gabe, it's
So
you. Gabe,
thank you.
it's you.
Bijan. I
Sorry,
know.
I'm
I know.
I'm feeling
I know.
a whole lot of ways. It's been a
A whole lot
long
of
fucking
ways.
day, my man. It's been a long,
Oh,
long,
okay,
long day.
okay. Well, to hopefully lighten up your day, see, I'll just transition to that. We've
Yeah.
incorporated a new segment, and there's no graphic, but pretend it's weekly wholesome, where we're gonna share some good things that are happening in gaming. Usually charity. So this past week, a lot of things are going on. We have the Serena Williams and Gigi Hadid. Oh wait, no, wait. This is correction. This is the Williams sisters and a whole lot of other people are playing Mario Tennis Aces for charity. And some of those people are Serena Williams, Gigi Hadid, Hadid, I'm not if I pronounced that right.
Hadid, baby,
Hadid,
Hadid.
Naomi Osaka,
She's incredible.
Haley Bieber, Venus Williams. So you get both Williams sisters. DeAndre Hopkins, Maria Sharapova or Sharapova.
Sharapova. Do you not know who Maria Sharapova is?
I don't want to
She
say her last
retired.
name.
Well, no, she retired because she got beat by Serena too many
A
times. That's
368
canon.
homie, Carly Kloss.
Whoa, shouts to the homie.
We got Kei Nishikori and Steve Aoki. He's in there. Madison Keys.
I will say, these aren't just random names. These are teams. So it's
Yeah.
Madison Keys and Seal. They're
Oh,
on.
okay.
I should have made that. Yeah.
All right, so bringing it back. Serena Williams, Gigi, team. Naomi, Haley, team. Venus, DeAndre, team. Maria and Carly, Carly, team. Kay and Steve, team. All right, now we have Madison Keys and Seal, their team.
Fucking
Taylor,
kiss from that rose. Woo! Woo!
Taylor Fritz and Addison Ray as a team, and then Kevin Anderson and Ryan Tannehill. So pretty much, Bijan, what's the breakdown on how this charity is going to work? Apparently, you guys were the article.
I have absolutely no idea. We did have an article about it, but like, I mean, think about it. Like, have you played Mario Tennis Aces?
Of course, it's fun as hell.
Yeah, it's fun as hell. It's not tennis. Tennis is what it's not.
Nah. It's tennis. It's tennis. That's how tennis should be.
I think it's actually fascinating because like you see the other sports leagues, like sports leagues transitioning to esports. So like NASCAR, like racing stuff, they're on the racing simulators. Yeah. And there's NBA 2K, F1, which is like slightly further away from the perfect simulation thing. But like this is just like people are just fun. They're gonna fuck around, right? Like there's no way Serena Williams is actually she's probably gonna win, but there's no way that like.
Whoa. Just because she's physically dominant in the real world don't mean the thumbs got it, bro.
She has the competitive drive, my guy.
But she's going against her sister later on in the tournament too. Like you got both Williams.
I'm excited for this. Actually, I was actually meh on it for a while, but now I'm just like, oh, actually, conceptually, this is great. I'm rooting for Seal, frankly. Fucking hell yeah.
I'm gonna dive in on the Carly Kloss team and the Maria just because gotta represent for the.
We're gonna bet. We're gonna play some bets.
I'll throw a cheap dollar bet that my team goes at least to the semifinals.
Okay, yeah, fuck it, yeah, we'll do it. We'll dollar bets.
Also, Zune, just to let you know so you can get this on deck. Recently on Twitter, there was a moment where a streamer, I forget her name, sorry, I'm dumb, I don't have my beanie on, my memory's not good.
You
Her
wait, whoa, 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 whoa. The memory is stored in the beanie?
The memory is stored in the beanie, that's my
What the
gigabytes.
fuck, dude?
Zune. The clip should be in our newsletter Excel sheet if you could pull it up. Where a streamer, I forget her name, sorry. She has to visit usually visits her mom, like she has a grave
Oh,
site,
right, yeah.
and because of quarantine, we're not able to go out and do those things. But her community in Animal Crossing developed and made a burial site for her mom in an Animal Crossing world, and which was
That's
just,
adorable. It's
dude,
creepy, but
super
I like
profound.
it.
I mean, it's oh, here it is right now. I think she's pulling up.
We got the clip. We got the clip. We got the
Yeah.
clip.
Well,
Clippy on deck.
she's getting the dimensions correct. Okay,
Ooh,
there
it's
we
huge.
go.
Yeah, nail
Let's
that
see it right
shit.
now. There you go.
I'm here. Don't talk.
Yo!
Oh, she's
Yeah,
she's crying.
yeah, that's real, man.
Oh,
That's real wholesome, bro.
I'm like, is
Bro.
everybody supposed to be going
Look at that shit.
slow?
Right now, I'm about to cry right now. Actually,
yeah. I'm feeling some shit.
oh, fuck.
Whew.
I can't even hear it. I'm about to
Whew.
cry. I'm seeing it. Yeah, so that wraps up weekly wholesome with
No,
that-
no.
We got one more?
Post Malone, bruh.
Oh, I didn't see that. You had a little tiny
Oh,
font right there.
Steve.
You put it all the way at the bottom, dude.
I know. I'm bad at this. We're working on it. We're still figuring out our
Oh,
process.
also, and Justine and John
McEnroe.
McEnroe doing commentary on the Mario
Yeah.
Tennis Aces.
Yeah, those
So
are
you know
their.
these tiny ass things. Like how have I got -7 vision, bro. I can't see that.
You actually have negative. I just got my prescription renewed today.
Bro,
which
plus
is
the
nice.
astigmatism. Dude,
Oof.
I see in mirrors. Like if you
Bro.
just like it's
No.
weird.
I think this is my fault because I did all this on my television. Like I use my television as a monitor sometimes. But yeah. So the last your weekly wholesome segment is Post Malone Post Malone raised a ton of money for charity doing Nirvana covers on live stream. They raised like $5 million already, and Google is kicking in another 5. So that's a lot of money going to a lot of good things, and I think it's all Rona relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This past weekend, Mr. Beast, and that's funny we didn't include on here. He had the Creator Games, where he had literally, and this is why Mr. Beast is the GOAT, a rock, paper, scissors tournament between a whole bunch of creators. Casey was there, Nade Shot, Ninja, Valkyrie, Pokimane, Tfue, who also leaked the code to the room and caused an entire mass hysteria. A whole bunch of people were there. They raised, I believe, also $5 million. And what's cool about that charity is that for every dollar donated, Google matched it $2. So if you gave $1, you were actually given $3. So
that's incredible. Also, Google could stand to give more.
Yeah, I mean, they probably made millions off that video anyway from all the. Was there even ads on it? I don't even think there was ads on it.
I don't know.
But anyway, I mean, like they have more money. They have more money than God's God, so it's on a different level. But no, yeah, I mean I think that pretty much wraps up the weekly wholesome. Maybe
and we got through wholesome and headlines.
Oh, wow.
We did it.
So we got to address this real quick. Where's my phone?
Oh God, what are we addressing? Why? You're springing something on me. You're springing.
I know.
So on me.
So this morning, if you haven't been in the know, there's also the Last Dance happening about Michael.
Oh God.
And a great basketball player, Giannis. Let me get the full tweet. I want to get word for word. Everything is covered up by other people tweeting. Okay, here we go. All right.
Jesus Christ.
One second.
Every time.
So Giannis asked, what was your biggest takeaway from the Jordan documentary thus far? And my response, because I co-help manage the 368 Twitter, is I put that King James is still the GOAT. And that got over 110 likes, 19 comments. But then this guy said, this is quite possibly the worst garbage take ever. He got 124 likes. Clown reply, how funny. And it was like the comments here. I just want to run off a couple of the comments, and then we can move on to our.
I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna inaugurate a segment right now. We'll call it comment section because that's what we're doing. We're doing the comments. Let's do it.
Dude through stop it. Michael Scott grabbing his face. Someone dropped the iconic "Some men just want to see the world burn." He's like, well, if you mean that one eats bushes and climbs on top of cars, yeah, probably saying that LeBron is literally a GOAT. And there was a couple other tweets, but I guess they either got deleted. It was like 19 of them. Dudes was just flaming the coal. I mean, whenever you bring up Michael Jordan in any conversation and you don't say he's the greatest of all time,
people get mad.
People get mad, even though I think he's the greatest competitor of all time, but he's not the greatest player of all time. And that wraps up.
LeBron. Yeah, LeBron James I agree with. I actually agree with you, which feels rare, honestly.
Dude,
Um,
the one thing we get on basketball.
yeah.
But moving on, Bijan, what is the big topic for today? The meat and
Okay.
potatoes.
Here's the meat and potatoes. The potatoes and the meat. The meat and potatoes. There was a question that was roiling the internet, I believe, and I think the question was: is gaming the best form of entertainment? I have some opinions, as you can imagine.
Of
Gabe,
course, he's a
do you have
writer.
opinions? Do you have opinions? How are your opinions?
My initial opinion when I first read it, so I'm gonna go honest to myself, and I won't betray myself at 10 a.m. is that I don't think gaming is the ultimate form of entertainment. I think it's the top 2 or 3. I think number 1 is
Ooh,
100% movies, followed by maybe music. Movies and TV followed by
interesting.
music. And even though you can say that gaming incorporates all of those things into it and makes it interactive, uh, I use the example of whenever I clean my room, I put The Godfather on, and it gets up to the
That's so fucking weird, dude.
yo, man, I just put it. It's always on, and I get to the scene where they shoot Vito Corleone, and I could be doing whatever in my room, but I immediately get sucked in. Like it's just like the thing just grabs you. And movies, as a form of entertainment, they like when you can get really absorbed, and you can get absorbed in a video game, 100%. I think that the games today they're not designed in a way to like absorb you in that way. It's mainly focused on gameplay, for example, and like gameplay mechanics, et cetera. And how can we keep you in the game?
I mean, I
It's
think it depends on the games that you're playing.
go ahead. You want to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, so my thing is like I don't know necessarily that you're wrong. I think gaming is I think it's very important, but it's I also my point is that I don't know that it's necessarily fair to compare it to something like movies or television because those are mediums that have had more time to develop. Like movies are old, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Television
yeah,
is old.
yeah,
Gaming has been around for like 30 years. And it also like it and in those 30 years like things have accelerated very considerably, right? Like but we're still at the very beginning of what this thing can do. And I think part of the important part the important stuff about gaming is like it how it melds all of those things. Like to make a game, you have to know about music, you have to know about movies, you have to know about all
yeah.
of the other disciplines that came before it, and you have to be able to meld them together in a way that's convincing and very good. I actually on my stream I play a lot of like narrative games because those are the kinds of games that I really love. Because I'm really into like sort of indie stories that don't really get told or don't have the chance to be told in like big narrative or
Yeah.
rather big AAA games. So like I was
Feature
playing
games.
yeah, exactly. Have you played the beginner's guide,
Yeah.
Gabe? Yeah, exactly. I played that game for the first time and I was just like, holy shit, this is one of the better, like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen about the creative process and what it means to be a creative person. Because, like, the whole thing is about a toxic friendship. And it's just like the way it unfolds is brilliant. The way it's like presented is brilliant. And the reveal is brilliant. And it's just like, it's one of those things that I don't think it's a story that I don't think you could have told quite as successfully through another medium. Like, you could do a movie, it would be different. And it might be as good, but I don't think that's true. And I think gaming is finally getting to the point where it is the best medium to tell a specific kind of story, and that is like a very recent thing. So I think that gaming is very important and a very good form of entertainment. Best, I don't know, but I think let's see where it goes.
I mean, I stay stuck on the same one. You said that video games are young to movies and television. I mean, movies have been
Yeah,
around since the 1900s. It goes probably even further than that, maybe. Maybe a little late 1800. No, definitely not 1800. Not
I
eight,
can't
maybe
remember when the Lumiere Bros did their
1890 or
thing.
something like that. But gaming, when you think about the rate at which games come out and stories are told, et cetera,
Mhm.
it's in a far disproportionate rate than movies come out or TV shows come out. But I think that when it comes to being absorbed by a story, I do agree with you. There's certain things that work better in a game, but in general, movies and television, 100% rap, like they really pull you in.
I
Like
mean,
like
here's
it's passive, so you let go. Whereas like in the video game, you could get bogged down by weird mechanics. It can break the realism of it,
yeah.
you know?
No, I agree. I agree. And that's the thing. It's like once we get to games that are fully like sort of naturalistic in that way, it's like I think that'll be a really important thing.
Also, there's certain games that could be better as a TV show or movie. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 could obviously be an HBO series.
Oh my god, that was amazing. That game was amazing. Like
Witcher
I
3, it has a series right now. It's like,
Yeah, it has yeah, and that series is good. I will say, like, what was the other? Oh fuck, what was the other one? That's being made into a movie. I can't remember. But yeah, I
Halo.
think
Nah, Halo.
no,
No, wait, is it
no,
Halo? No, which one's being made
yeah,
into
Halo's in development. But I think
TV
I
show?
think really the important thing, the thing that like really grabs me is like, you've played Firewatch, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I again played that recently, and I was just like, holy shit, this is like telling that story is such like it's like such a fragile story, and the way that they tell it is brilliant. And also like the Campo Santo people did write on Half-Life Alex. They apparently rescued Half-Life Alex from what had been
Apparently.
happening to it. Yeah, no, I have sources. Brah.
I don't have enough money to get a Valve Index to play Half-Life Alex, so I'm just
Yeah,
gonna not
yeah.
play that game for $1,200.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, man. The next thing I gotta upgrade is my streaming, not my streaming, my like PC. Gabe, I think you've convinced me to become a PC gamer.
It's just the way, bro. And like I was a console stan. I was
Yeah, no,
15 playing Call of Duty and stuff
yeah,
and Halo, and I would always say like, I'll beat any PC player any time of the day. Just give me the sticks, bro. It's just like you're dumb. You're dumb when you think that. Like it's just not. It's just superior
yes.
in every
But
way.
that's a separate discussion. Holly, thank you. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's really exciting to me that that games can tell stories that are interesting and interactive and like and grab you and can grab you in the same way that movies do. Like it's wild to me that like we started with, I mean, we didn't start with this, but like we basically started with Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That story is not a story. It's just about the button pressing, and that's, I think that's important and it's interesting. But it's really exciting to me to see gaming evolve in this way. And like I really like all of the indie games that came out of fucking Gamergate, like that caused and came out of Gamergate, like people doing things on itch and all of that like weird narrative experimentation is really exciting to me. I mean, probably because I'm a writer and because like this is the stuff that I like think about constantly. But like
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, Gabe, how have you ever tried to like write a movie?
I'm actually trying to write a movie right now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard,
in the
right?
process I mean, I've got all the big gists, all the big parts I wanna do. Now it's just, like, filling in, like, what happens. I think it's just a matter of committing to pay. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I could make up anything,
Yeah, well,
but I know how it can be hard. I know how it can be hard.
I made a short film with my friends a couple years ago, which I came up with a story and wrote, and it's like it's seeing the thing is very different than like writing the thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
It's strange, but I thought the process was very difficult. Also, like I think our director was not the greatest.
Yeah,
But it
you gotta
was,
self-direct. You had a
yeah,
what's his
I
name? You
know.
had a
I
Matt
fucked it up.
Damon and Ben Affleck that
I
shit.
fucked it up. But it was one of those things I was like, oh, like this medium is so much more, it's so much deeper than I ever like trying to do the writing part showed me how deep it was, like how deep everything went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, like, have you ever tried to write a game?
Yeah, Rat Simulator.
Yo, wait, tell me about that.
No, I can't tell this on stream. Someone's gonna
That's
hear
tight
it.
as fuck.
All the concepts go out there. No, hell no. Like I'll give you this one. I'll give you the gist. You're a rat
Yo,
in New
gist
York
me up,
City.
gist me up.
You're a rat in New York City, and there's different tiers to being this rat. Just like how you have like there's a game. Oh, if you ever look up the online game Mope.io, it's like you essentially like eat other monsters and like level up yourself in the evolution pool. So it's kind of similar to that, except it's ratified and pretty much the hardest thing about this would be getting a 100% render of New York City because there's different mechanics I want to incorporate with like going in
Well,
people's apartments and like doing fucking crazy shit as the rat.
the problem with New York City is it's a lot of buildings are copyrighted. So
Yeah,
you can't actually put them in your game, which
why
is a Spider-Man problem.
Liberty City and Grand Theft Auto 3 they couldn't say it was New
Yeah.
but yo, New York's got the strongest brand. But
Love it.
damn, I had something I
That's
wanted to tell
Gabe,
you.
Gabe, that's actually a really good idea.
Yo, like if someone could just give me the funding, I'll write everything down. You just make it. You just make it. Like I'll spit ideas for days. Damn it, there was something I was gonna bring up.
Hit me.
Oh no, no.
Cool, it's cool.
Matter of fact, while I'm trying to figure that out if it's even an important point, we did miss over one thing early in the show.
What did we miss?
A game study just came out.
A game study.
A game study just came out, and it was about, and I lost the link, of course, because I'm an idiot. But essentially, they had surveyed over 1,000 plus people on the types of games they enjoy, right? And like, what's the most relaxing game? What's the most intense games? I'm gonna try to pull it up right now. Bijan, can you fill for time with a song?
Yeah, of course. Wait, no, my synth is actually behind me, but it's not plugged in.
Wait. Of course, our team working document is so huge that I can't even find my damn link that I posted.
It's fine. Look, I think so. My final word on like fucking gaming as entertainment or as the best form of entertainment is like, again, I think it's a growing medium, but like if you've ever tried to write a game, you know how deep this stuff goes.
Got it.
And it's like I've written a couple, and it's like, they're small games, but I think they're fun, and I don't like the point isn't the game mechanics; it's always the narrative, and I don't know. It's just like I think what I'm trying to say is it's hard to it's hard to understand how hard something is to do until you try and do it yourself and fail.
Yeah, especially anything creative that has a big overarching theme, narrative. I mean, like when you think
Yeah.
about it, the hardest thing to do is always the end. I remember Martin Scorsese was talking about it. When you're gonna set out to make a movie, you should always write the end first. Because the end is
Yeah.
always the most difficult part. Like you can figure out how to start or whatever. It's like how do you tie up your movie in a way that's satisfying? And then you can work backwards from okay, how did we get here? Which is always, and
Yeah.
I've heard that statement before from different directors. And I think that like, oh, here was the point. Here was the point. I found the articles in. Here was the point. That the reason why I feel that movies and music are a superior form of entertainment and TV shows is that the cost to entry is really low. Unless you get
Yes.
indie games, which you can find for really great deals. Most games cost $65, right? So you have to really make an investment with
Mhm, mhm.
$65. And I know, and I'm pretty sure you've had $65 purchases that you've regretted. That was just like, and you can't get your money back because there's no way to
Right.
return it. You could fight for a refund on a movie ticket, and they'll probably give it to you. You could fight for a refund on a movie
Mhm.
on a network subscription like on HBO Max or whatever, and they'll probably give it to you. But
Yeah.
games, they don't return it. So like you have to take that L. If it's physical, you could sell it off and maybe get a couple bucks back for it. Don't go to GameStop; they only give you $1. But for the most part, you're stuck with that decision, which is just
Yeah.
like you can't. Well, if you get them online on Steam, you have 2 hours to return it. But is 2 hours really enough to know if you like a game? They should really give you like 6 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I think the cost is prohibitive. I think that cost is also coming down. The cost to develop games, like things like Dreams, for example, places like Itch, like oh yeah, yeah. Whoever it
Maybe,
is posting is
maybe,
368.
maybe for big feature games like the massive games, the
Mhm.
ones that have big budgets, they have found a way to make the price more expensive by just not giving you a complete game. So
Yeah.
what is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
$65 game is really about a $150 game because now it's not games as a game, it's
Games
games
as
as
a
a
service.
live service, which
But
is
yeah,
what
like
everybody does.
but Zune is posting this 368, and she's saying that subscription models on games are good because like this is why Xbox Game Pass is great, right?
Yeah,
Because you pay a flat fee and you can get any game you want basically, and
yeah,
it's
and just
great. I don't know. I mean, I think I agree with you. But I think the cost barrier to entry is coming down. People like it's easier than ever to make games, and I think that
yeah,
itself sort of drives the cost down. But I also think like the most interesting stuff is happening on the margins. It's like not necessarily happening with big studios. It's not the Assassin's Creeds that I'm excited about.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like things like Sludge Life, which
yeah.
looks fucking dope.
There was a great game that got canceled today. That it was unfortunate. That was one of the. It's like from a small developer called
Oh yeah,
Darkborn, where essentially you were a monster and you're killing Vikings essentially.
oh
But
that's
so it's
tight.
like it flips it. You're not like the guys killing the monsters. You're the monsters killing the guys, and like it's a weird game if you ever look it up. It's got an interesting opening, and it's like you see your parents die essentially, which is just like okay, and you're this little monster trying to get out of there. And they had to cancel the game, and I don't know where I was going with this thought, but yes, there are
Yeah,
interesting things that are happening with different types of budgets at different types of margins that
yeah,
people can get
yeah.
done.
I don't know. It just feels like it's a wide open space in a way
Yeah.
that like where it's like we're at the beginning, and in a way that like movies and television like we're sort of
Never
like
forget
they
GameFly.
never forget GameFly. Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's one of those things where I think we'll see much more interesting stuff. But that's also like I don't know. I think the potential makes it like I don't know. I don't know. It's
But
one of those
also,
things. It's hard. It's hard to. It's weird because all of this is very subjective, right? Like it's hard to
yeah,
say like is gaming the
what's
best form of
good?
entertainment because like I grew up with it. It's nostalgia inducing to me in a way
Yeah.
that like television and movies just aren't because they're sort of like mediums for stories.
Really? You
Whereas
don't have
gaming,
like your movies that you're like, whenever you see them, you're just like, oh,
yeah, I didn't really watch movies growing up. That was just a thing that wasn't that interesting to me, and I don't know why. I mean, that was the thing, but
can we cut this stream right now, please? I don't even want to do the show with him anymore. Like, what? You don't watch movies growing up? Dennis the Menace? Not Dennis the, yeah.
nah.
Stay at Home Alone? No Home Alone?
I did see Home Alone. I did see
Mighty
Home Alone. It's
Ducks?
fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh my.
I'm just saying, like, I think there was something about like there's something about gaming that like moves me like emotionally in that specific regard. Like I don't know what it is. I like
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's probably because my parents didn't get cable till I was in basically high school. So
Oh, that's interesting. On
yeah.
top of that, also, I think the other question we saw this week, and on top of if gamings are like the big entertainment, was what animes would make great games,
Oh
which
man.
is a conversation, this was submitted by the Twitter gaming account, which was their question they asked, and I remember tweeting to it, and I said specifically, uh, I said that we saw that with Sword Art Online, and look how that happened. Look how that turned out.
Oh
And
God.
people like I got like 100 likes on it because like Sword Art Online is an anime about a game that they made into a game. So you would think you got the infinite Tsukiyomi happening right here. And the game sucked. All their games suck. And I think animes don't really make great games or great movies. They just make great anime.
No, because this is the marriage of form and content that I think is important, right? Like,
Yeah.
animes make bad live action movies because the tropes of anime do not translate to live movies. They just don't. It just doesn't work. You can't like. I mean, I guess you can throw panty shots in a fucking live action movie. People do it all the time, but like the way that they're deployed in, like, for example, Neon Genesis Evangelion is like you could not adapt that.
You can't.
Like, you can't. I mean,
You
the
can't even-
closest. Actually, sorry, I take it back. The closest adaptation of Ava is Pacific Rim, and that's
Yes.
great movie. Great movie.
Amazing movie. No one gives it enough respect, bro. Pac-Man is good. With
that
that same song they played the whole
oh man.
and it's so weird. Like whenever people bring this up, it's like, oh yeah, well, anime can make this anime should be a game or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. Like you've seen it with Naruto games, it's just you fighting. Like there's just certain themes and conventions and how things are done in anime that just did not translate to other forms of media.
I will say the Naruto games were pretty fun. Like some
The
of the
early
like,
ones
beat 'em
were
ups. Yeah. Also, Dragon Ball Z, like,
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
But it's good because it's so simple. Like
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's a fighting game. Like fighting anime, like the game is maybe better than the anime because you don't spend like endless. They don't have a budget to spend endless scenes charging up. Exactly.
I think that the only anime I could see having a really good game in terms of like story would be to make something on Akira or Cowboy Bebop. Because I feel like those universes you could adapt to a game. Like, perfect example, we have Cyberpunk 2077, which isn't, I'm saying, an Akira game, but it is Cyberpunk, right? And Akira is pretty much Cyberpunk in some regards. You could probably make a game in that world. But I think to make direct games from anime, like this is the anime as a game.
I don't think
that would work. But to go back to what I said earlier about the comfy, because we're getting towards the end of the show. Let's talk about some stats.
You got stats? Yo, you brought me stats?
I got stats.
Thanks, bro.
So Comfy Sacks, which is the name of the website I mentioned that I forgot because my brain is smooth, did a study of over one.
Wait. Can I just say? I just got a smooth brain emote on Twitch. I'm very excited.
Smooth brain. Does it look like Earthworm Jim?
Yeah, it's got one line in it.
One line. No wrinkles.
No wrinkles. Totally smooth.
So they did a study of over 1,000 X amount of people. It was over 1,000, and they surveyed them in different types of games as well as like by sex and etc. And they found some interesting polls. So top games by gender or sex, whichever way you want to call it, because gender is fluid. You have 55.8% male or men who identified as men preferred action games and first-person shooters, whereas the other half, the top game for the female gender or sex, whichever you want to classify as.
Let's say gender. I feel like gender is a
gender. Okay.
Yeah.
The highest rated games for them were puzzle games at 52.6% and strategy games at 45%. It makes sense. Women use their brain more than men. And then moving on to other things they had in the thing. They had the most stressful video games to play, and there was a ranking. And of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare won it out as the #1 most stressful game to play.
Call of Duty is a war simulator. Have you played Warzone? Warzone is just stressful as fuck, dude, and I can't wait to play more of it tonight.
Dude, it's so good. And then you have after that, the second #1 game was Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So
let's go.
And then after that, you have Fortnite, Halo Fireteam, Resident Evil 2 makes sense. It's a scary game.
Oh god,
scary Warcraft because you got to make your raids. Final Fantasy 14 because you got to make your raids. NFL 20, I can see that. Mortal Kombat and then Street Fighter, and then.
No, I'm just curious. Like, what do you think about what I this is totally off topic, but I'm curious. Like, what are your feelings on horror games?
I will never play them the same way I won't watch horror movies.
Whoa, you don't watch horror movies?
Hell no.
Interesting.
Hell no. I'm an impressionable young man. I'm a
see now I found a boundary. Okay, I like this. I actually my friend just started this podcast about it's he can't watch horror movies, and it's about him trying to watch horror, like his co-host making him watch horror movies. But I think so. Have you played PT?
No, I never will.
PT is one of the best games of all time.
I know, and I never will.
Bro,
what
if we played on stream? What if I played it with you?
Not doing it. Not doing it. Because at the end, I have to go to sleep in my apartment in the dark, and I'm good with that. Let's break it down real quick. Also, on top of that, the reason why I'm avoiding that is because when I was 11 years old, I watched The Ring. Okay.
Oh gosh.
And The Ring fucked me up. I had to put the seat down on the toilet. Like I had to unplug the TV.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. Like I was up to 1 a.m. Like, yo, where's this shit gonna come out from? Is she gonna morph my face? I was fucked. And at that point, I was like, nah, I'm never doing it again. So anything with supernatural, go ahead.
Gabe, let's play PT together.
Nah, I'm not doing. You can't convince me. You can't.
Yes, I can.
Enough. You cannot pay me enough.
Gabe, please.
It's not worth the years coming off my life.
It's for the content. It's for the content.
It's for my sleep. I'm trying to get 8 hours every night. You're trying to disturb it. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to disturb you. Yeah, but no, I think I don't usually play horror games because I also don't really like horror movies or scary things. Although I did watch what was that movie? Hereditary. It was pretty good because what I learned later was the director actually just wanted to make a family drama but couldn't find the money, so he made a horror movie because they would fund that. I did smoke weed in the middle of it, and I don't recommend doing that during any horror movie.
We don't recommend that.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great movie. But like, I had to sleep with the light on after watching Parasite. Parasite isn't even a horror movie. That's a great movie. You see Parasite?
No, I didn't see Parasite because it's a horror. Dude, anything with horror, I'm out.
It's not horrifying at all. It's thrilling. It's thrilling.
Unless it's like a Universal monster movie like Freddy Krueger, Jason, Mike Myers, those kind of movies. I like those movies because they're funny as hell because it's dumb stuff that people get caught into. But actual horror films that are made to make you stay up at night and think about what the hell is that sound that's happening in the background when the AC goes clunk clunk, you're like waking up like, oh God, what was that? I don't have a dog to be an alarm system, Bijan. Okay.
Gabe, your mortality is showing.
Bro, it's me and the ghosts. And I'm making sure the ghosts don't mess with me. To wrap this up, the games, because we're talking about stress, and I'm trying to bring us down to relaxation.
Oh yeah, should we ASMR this? ASMR.
So, video games for
or inside the microphones.
Relief. The number one game, which blew my mind, was The Sims.
Hey.
Then after that was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, still showing why it is one of the greatest games of all time, followed by Minecraft, Skyrim. Madden NFL 20 was also in the top most stressful games and most top stress relieving games. So it probably is the best game ever.
Okay, all right. Those are some big words, baby.
When you're in multiple categories, that means something. Then you have Pokemon Gold and Silver, which I mean, I always thought Pokemon Gold and Silver was the best Pokemon. Tetris, which it's crazy because Tetris gets crazy stressful like in 5 minutes if you've been playing for too long. Then Pokemon Sword and Shield, Super Mario Odyssey, and then Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. So those, which is strange to me. I thought Animal Crossing would make the top stress relieving games. But maybe the study was done maybe a little.
No, yeah, it was definitely because Animal Crossing came out a month ago.
Yeah,
just for everyone's records.
And it's anything. It's the only thing people talk every day. It's Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
the game where people live their lives. I've been planting a lot of flowers.
Yo, have you? I actually haven't played the game. I don't think it's something that I would like necessarily. So I've been watching a lot of streams and like my girlfriend loves it. And it was funny. She had her turnip prices were at like $5.25 and she told a Discord and everyone just came in and like the Switch was overheating. It was great.
I wish you would have told me that. I wish you would have let me know about the $5.25 because I bought turnips for 109 berries a turnip, which is very expensive. And then I show up to my turnip day Monday. Dude said, all right, we're buying turnips, 43 bells a turnip. I was like, so I went on Twitter, shout out to Twitter, stock market. Somebody hit me up and they were like, yo, I got it for 343, bro. And I'm like, ooh, let's do this.
Yo, there's a website that aggregates all of the prices and you can always get 600 for turnips.
Really?
But it's less fun. Yeah.
It's funny because right now, Nintendo, I know this is clear off better. They're trying to combat the economy in Animal Crossing because I bet you no one intended for it to be this serious. It was just a fun little thing. And then of course, people, so they fixed like time traveling where you can't time travel like X amount of years and earn interest on your.
Oh my God. That's so
now
funny.
You can only get 9,000 bells and not like 99.99. So they've been doing crazy stuff. I mean, Bijan, I think you would enjoy it if like it's not a game it's not an active game that you're always in. Like it's like a 30 hour a minute game that you like checking in the morning, checking at night. Like I'm just trying to like recreate Kauai on my island, so everything is just straight up flowers everywhere.
You know what we should do is an island tour.
Oh, my island's not ready yet, but when my island is.
Okay. All right, we'll go in. I want to see it. I love seeing people's islands. I love it.
Take us out, Bijan.
Okay.
Take us out.
Let me get my sniper. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of Super Late at 368. We are your hosts, Bijan Stephen, that's me, and my co-host, the wonderful, the inimitable, the strangely buff Gabe Olivero.
Strangely buff.
You can catch us every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here, twitch.tv/368 NYC. We'll see you later.
That was great. That was
I know,
great.
I practiced, right? That's pretty good.
You should do it more.
Bye.
Catch you next. Bye.